Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. I just want to do a quick rundown for the week. Some things to look out for, some things to consider. Obviously, we're going to start with, as a matter of fact, let's start with SPY. So I'm going to look at SPY on the weekly chart, just to start with the weekly chart. Now we all want SPY to be bullish. We want everything about the market to be bullish, but so the high of the day for SPY on Friday was 18. I think it was 18.8 or something like that. Well, it was above 18. We need SPY to break above 18, whatever the high was at 18. Let me just expand this out to be accurate. We need SPY to break above this 1844 in order for us to be bullish this week, because you can see here that we haven't really had a real rally these last 2 weeks. Everything has been really choppy, and you can see that by the chart. Now, keep in mind, this is a weekly chart, so each candlestick represents a week of price action. Another thing that bothers me about this chart is the fact that we're losing volume here. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Now, what I want to show you, as a matter of fact, I'm going to switch over to the daily chart so I can be more solid on this analysis. You see, it's where all of my lines are. So first things first, we're going to need SPY to break above 1833 for 1833 to be bullish. Now, if SPY doesn't break above that, if SPY doesn't break above that, then the next, well, before I go there, let's just look at MACD. So I can see the MACD line look like it wants to cross above the signal line, and at the end of market, it looked like we had a lot of volume coming in. So that's how we ended the week. Now, it's a toss-up of how SPY is going to go. Now, obviously, I want to be bullish, right? But just got to be realistic. On that weekly chart that I was showing you, you see we just had a bullish rally for the long time, right? Since COVID. And so you can see here that we had a lot of consolidation happening here. So and it's just really choppy. So we don't know. I don't know whether it's going to continue to the upside or break down. Now, if it does break down again, because if it rejects 418.33, then the next level is 408, and then the next level from there is 405, right? And then from 405, if it doesn't, if it goes below there, you can just expect a full out correction. So yeah, it's a lot of places where it can go below there. So just want to point that out. The next thing I want to look at, let's look at QQQ, since that's the NASDAQ that's tracking like the technology sector, right? Let's do this. I don't really like this chart, to be honest. Let me go back to the weekly for a second before I say what I'm going to say about this. So this is what I don't like about this chart. Looking at the weekly chart on QQQ, you see QQQ, we kind of broke up. We had a really bullish week, like you saw QQQ running up. But the thing that bothers me about this uptrend is there's a bearish diversion. Now, what that is, a bearish diversion is when the price sees new highs, but momentum is not there. And I'm using MACD for momentum. So MACD tracks the momentum, right? It's a momentum indicator. So you can see while price was going up, the MACD line was crossing below the signal line, right? Now, and right now you can still see that happening, and we had price going up. So yeah, but just keep an eye on that as well. We may want to switch out into some different sectors. Another thing I'm going to look at right now is, as a matter of fact, before I do that, let me check another thing first. 1 second. Now let's move over to Facebook, right? So this is the daily chart for Facebook. Damn, all of my levels are gone. So I may want to go back over to, uh, yeah, I'm actually going to switch back over to another chart so I can show you. Second. Cool. So I'm on a weekly chart for Facebook, right? And you can see last week we tested well, I'll get to that later on the daily chart. But for right now, just I like to point out like Facebook it tested the a strong support level at this 305, 304 level right here. And it started to make a run back, you know, up towards 333, right? Or I'm sorry, 331. But it got halted because not halted, but it stopped. It got stopped out. SPY. We had a choppy day. Not no excuses or anything. But what I do want to point out on this chart before moving on is I do see the MACD line across the signal line. So we do have the momentum now. At the towards the end of the day, we had a lot of selling pressure, a lot of selling momentum, but it did hold it. It tapped this strong support here, and it ended up closing here. So we actually had a strong. Well, this is just a weekly chart. This is a weekly chart, so that's not fully how it totally went. I'm going to switch over to the daily chart. I want to show you something here. This is how it actually ended up working out. I just wanted to zoom out because I want to zoom out because I want to show you something. Here you can see this is the strong support for Facebook right here at 244. You can see it tapped it a few times when we first broke up. It was resistance and it broke it. It became support. You know, it tapped it a few times. Really strong, solid support down there, right? That's the major support level for Facebook, right? Then we have the 304 level for support. I'm sorry, resistance. You can see here back in August, it tested this resistance here. It tested it again here and again here, right? So then we broke it and yeah. But anyway, right now, Facebook is here. This is what happened on Friday. Last thing that happened, we see it tested this. It once it broke through that 304 that was once resistance is now support. And so, and again, we can see that this was tested here as support a few times as well, right? So it looked like it's holding pretty good. Now, one thing to note, this is the 50 EMA here, this line, but yeah, so we can see that going into the week on the daily chart, Facebook it had a lot of volume. It rejected the 320 level. Now, what I'm seeing for Facebook is this right here. You see the MACD line is trying to cross above the signal line. Let's see what happens on Monday, because again, we closed here. We closed at like what was that, 316? I thought we closed at about 316 or something like that, like here. I guess it was 37. That was, I don't think that was 317. Hold on one second. I'll check on another chart. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. Well, yeah, after hours, we hit 316.23. It's just a little off. Another chart I want to, well, yeah, I'm expecting for Facebook, man, just really quickly. It has to break out past this 316, you know, this 317 range. Once it does that, it goes above, you know, the next support, obviously, I'm sorry, resistance is that 320 again, get to that 320. And then after that 320, the next level is the all-time high of 331, which it looks like it's poised to hit those levels. Another thing I want to look at really quickly, Home Depot. Yeah. I'm gonna start with the daily chart really quickly, weekly chart, just really quickly. So here on the weekly chart, we see how Home Depot had this nice rally. Now, nice rally. And you can see here that on the weekly, we it kind of pulled back. Now, it was a lot going on this week, with SPY being choppy, and it was following SPY a lot. A lot of institutional selling. Now, they just had earnings, and they had a nice earnings run up, but Lowe's and Home Depot are doing pretty well. So yeah, but volume started dropping. If you look for the week, volume started dropping, and the MACD line is starting to cross down towards the signal line. So that's not looking too good in terms of, for the week. Now, if I switch over to the daily chart, looking at the daily chart, you can see that the MACD line is already down here, and it looked like it may. Now, again, I'm just saying, we can see what happens pre-market, but it looked like it's trying to do something, but it's still right now, it's still bearish. And you can see also that we did have a lot of volume, and a lot of it came after hours or around the last few minutes of the market. That's when SPY started, trying to do whatever it was doing. And then we had a lot of institutional buying that came in, because that last candle, which you can't really see right here, but on the 15 and things of that sort, you can see a lot of volume came in. So we can see what's going to happen on pre-market tomorrow. But for people holding the plays on this, I would like to see what it does tomorrow pre-market. But to be honest, I'm not really sure how it's going to be for the week. Now, keep in mind, tomorrow starts tomorrow is going to start a new trading week and a new daily candle. So we have to go off of that. We can't go off of this alone. Now, for the new candle for the week, that's going to be very important, because right now you see what I'm seeing. So let's see what the next candle does, for the week, but with how that one forms. But again, I'm not really looking to hold this position for long. I'm trying to get out of that position, and I just don't want to hold on to any falling knives. That's a great segue into the next thing I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at Bitcoin. There's a lot of people concerned about crypto right now. And if you're concerned about any crypto, Bitcoin is, the one, because Bitcoin is pretty much the holy grail of all of these plays. If Bitcoin isn't doing well, then none of these altcoins will do well. So let's look at Bitcoin on a weekly, and I'm just going to be without no bias at all, right? I'm just going to be a straight shooter with this, right? So here you can see how we just had this crazy rally. Now, stocks don't run. This isn't a stock, but stuff don't run forever. You don't get things that run forever. So with that being said, Bitcoin ran up really high, and then we had a lot of consolidation right here. A lot of consolidation. Now, I've been saying this for a while, but and I actually have a few videos that I recorded. A lot of people are trading Bitcoin as a short-term trade, and it's very dangerous to do. I see long-term outlooks for Bitcoin and a lot of crypto, but I'm not going to go off on a tangent today. But I do want to say my thoughts were before, when it was moving choppy here, like if it broke below 50, that it would drop a lot. It would be a significant drop, and it was. Now, keep in mind, this is scary though, because Bitcoin touched the 30 level now, and it technically hit 29. It tapped 29, but it got saved immediately, right? It bounced off of it immediately. Now, I'm gonna tell you, if Bitcoin, now I've been saying this for a while, but I'm gonna say it today. If Bitcoin drops below 30, if it drops below 30K, it's going to retest back to 20K or even 19. And we just, so just be very careful with crypto. And the thing is, with the other cryptos, or the shit coins or altcoins, they don't have solid support. And Bitcoin doesn't even really have solid support, because the institutions, a lot of big institutional investors and very prominent analysts in the industry were saying that Bitcoin has strong support at 40K. And you see what happened. It didn't even hold 40. It could not hold 40. So it's kind of, you gotta be very careful when you think about this. Now I'm going to switch over to the daily chart, but we're looking at the weekly. But right, so you see here, you can see this 30 got tested, and it's being tested again, right? So, but it looked like it's holding pretty good, but this still is indicative of a downtrend to me. And you know, if it keeps testing this and it breaks through, like I said, that's all it needs. So that's the thing about crypto. It's a little different. I know there's going to be a lot of you know, there is a lot of institutional adoption, and it's going to thrive for years to come. But you know, and stuff like this is crazy because you got altcoins like, and the most stable altcoin of them all is Ethereum. And Ethereum could not hold any of its support levels. So you know how we got like with stocks, we talk about major support levels, and you could see them retrace, and they always get some support there and get tested like crazy before something happens. There would have to be a lot of things to happen for them not to hold those support levels. With crypto, it's totally different, especially if Bitcoin is not doing well. If Bitcoin is not doing well, the shit coins and altcoins, they do not hold any of their support levels. So that pretty much means if there's a floor here, let's say I'm gonna go to Ethereum for a second, just for a quick second. I really want to stay on Bitcoin, but hold on, because I don't want to make this about crypto, but it has to be discussed. So like, for example, Ethereum had new levels and new support, you know, there was a lot of, so we thought that, so there were a lot of crypto hit all-time highs this year, right? New all-time highs. So then they have new, you know, support and resistance. Every new, for the most part, each new, every time it breaks resistance, it'll hold that resistance as a new support. Now, what I've been seeing here is none of these support levels were holding up for Ethereum. But this is the thing, when something crosses up and breaks a price level, breaks through price so quickly and so sharply, you have to understand that this stuff corrects. Price is correct. So you can't just, you have to gradually grow and stuff like that. You have a crazy run up like that, it's gonna pull back. But the point is, there's no solid support. So you can't say, okay, well, Ethereum's going to pull back to this level and then it's going to stop, because everyone wants to say buy the dip, but there's no fundamentals behind buy the dip. And I, don't get me wrong, I'm a buy the dip guy, right? But you know, it has to have solid support levels. And if a price just ran up, like look at this realistically, right? So from 2000 all the way up to 40 to 44, pretty much to 43K, the 40, it ran from all the, I'm sorry, from 2100 all the way up to 4300 in a very short period of time. So where the hell is the next support? You know, when it pulls back, there is none. And as long as Bitcoin keeps pulling back, even if you go back further to like solid support levels for Ethereum, there's no guarantee that it's gonna tap those solid support levels either. It already broken through its 200-day EMA, and there's just no solid support. And just getting in now and saying, okay, well, buy the dip, that's like catching falling knives, and you don't want to do that. You just want to be careful. And yeah, just like I was saying with SPY though, you know what I mean? Like I'm bullish on SPY, you know, SPY, but I also feel that, you know, it could go either way. So it's going to be, it's going to take me seeing what the market gives me. So yeah, the most important thing I want to say today to everyone is, yeah, I want you all to pay attention to the market, and I want you to, you know, to be on point with what's going on in the market. And I want you to make money, but I also want you to sit in cash mostly this week. You know, that's probably the hardest thing to do. It's always the hardest thing to do. Nobody wants to sit in cash. Everybody wants to make money every week and or all the time. And I'm not saying you won't make money this week. I'm just saying that you want to sit in cash. You want to let a trade come to you. The most successful traders in this game make money by being patient and waiting. You know, you just cannot just sit around and just expect for, you know, you to have a winning you know, a winning trade every single day, and just by just jumping into each trades because a lot of us are waiting for the market to open tomorrow just to jump in some plays when you don't even know what the direction of the market is, right? And that's just very dangerous. And I just don't want anything bad to happen to any of you by trading and put yourself in a situation where, you know, you blow your account. Now, keep in mind, like I said, you know me, I'm very open with my losses. I'm not that guy they want you to think I win all the time, right? So I'm really straight up with my losses because I want you all to know that the stuff that I'm saying, it's true, and that you can actually lose money in this game as well, right? So in order to do that, or in order to know that, you have to be realistic with yourself. And so what I try to do is just be realistic. So what I think you should sit in cash mostly this week. I think this week should be one of them weeks where you sit in cash and you just wait for an opportunity to come. And I say this all the time: if your setup isn't there, don't take the trade. But sometimes it goes on deaf ears, and sometimes it's taken with a lot of people actually listen to that advice, right? But again, I just don't want you to lose a lot of money. It's okay to wait around and just see what happens. Last thing I'm going to do before I conclude this is I'm going to switch over to the most anticipated trades for the week. And let me see if this is going to work or not. Yeah. So right now, most anticipated trades for the week, we have, now there are a few companies here that I don't really plan on playing a lot of companies anyhow. I see some companies that stand out to me by just looking at the list. Not really many on Monday. Um, to be honest, just based off of me trading what I like to trade. I see AutoZone on Tuesday before the close. That really stands out. Now, keep in mind, I'm just skimming through this list. You got Nordstrom on here. I'm not sure they're even going to beat earnings, to be honest, but they could. I like Intuit. Zscaler's on here. It's a few good companies on here. Okta is a really good company. It's a identity provider that used in the IT world a lot. And a lot of people a lot of companies started using it. It's pretty solid, solid company. You see NVIDIA. Now I want to tell you something about NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA. So there's, talk of that 4-to-1 split, but also another thing that's important to think about with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a technology stock. And so QQQ has been down lately, and tech has been down. Now, June is a good month for tech, but it's just a different time, with COVID running everything up times 300% for tech. So it's just a little different time. We can't look at all historical data and times to see how this June is going to go. But one thing I can say about NVIDIA is NVIDIA has a big role to play in this chip shortage thing, right? And another thing is, if they beat earnings, this could really give tech the boost that it needs, and we need tech to have a rally, right? So this would be good. And this also is really big in the SMH semiconductor ETF, it's a chip company. Another thing I see on here that stands out, Snowflake is on here. I already mentioned Okta. We got Workday on here, but I'm not really, Workday is good because a lot of, since COVID, a lot of new people started companies, and it's just so a lot, and it's like you got HR, like HR is pretty much everything is in there. You get your payroll in there, you got HR, you got paperwork, everything. It's a company, an application that a SaaS application that a lot of people like to use. Dollar Tree on here, which is a good one. Dollar General is on here, which is a great one. I see Best Buy on here. I'm not really sure about Best Buy for earnings, to be honest. TD is on here. Costco is on here, and you see how BJ's did for earnings. Gap is on here, which is another really big one. You got Dell, you got Box, you got Salesforce. Damn, how did I forget Salesforce? Salesforce is on here, right? So there's some good companies to kind of look out for. You also got Big Lots. So again, I'm not familiar with a lot of these companies that are on here, and I am familiar with a lot of them. I just didn't mention because again, I just wanted to kind of go over the list. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments, drop them in the chat. And if you need me to go over any charts or anything that I haven't gone over, just reach out to me and we can go ahead and go from there. Hope you guys have a great week, and let's have a great trading week, man. Happy trading. And again, sitting cash. There's nothing wrong with sitting in cash. Very important. One last thing. If when the market opens, You know, if you're in like a Home Depot or a Lowe's, stuff like that, pay attention to that first candle. And if you can get out of those positions, you know, and if, let's see how things look pre-market. But I just, again, like I'm in a Home Depot play, and I'm just not really too sure about being in that position at this point, right? And I just need to see more. I don't want to get out of it too early, but at the same time, I don't want to hold it for too long. So I want you guys to watch your plays. Again, let me know if, oh, another one, my bad, Burlington, man. So we got to keep an eye on a few of these earnings, man. But yeah, y'all have fun trading again. I'll talk to you guys later, and peace.